Hi, I'm Nick Schweitzer. In my last video, Art Supplies for Beginners, I gave you a list of art supplies and where you can get them so you can start off painting in an acrylic medium. Today I want to talk about what color paints that I recommend for you to start out with. It's not many, but just the basics. There are more you can add eventually to create different hues and shades and things like that, but we're going to start with just what you need to hit the ground running. So without further ado, we're just going to start from the beginning of the rainbow. So Roy G. Biv, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, and of course brown, black, and white. Okay, so this is actually cadmium red light. I have it in a vitamin bottle because the Liquitex tube I had it in, which looks like this, from opening it so many times the nozzle broke, and so I had to put it in a bottle. And I'll tell you how to properly open your paints so you can keep them from breaking and not have to put them in bottles. But if the nozzles inside do break, then plastic bottles are cool, and you don't have to use vitamin bottles. You can get, you know, plastic containers from, well, any store, probably Walmart. So this actually, it looks orange, but it is not. It does come out a nice pink color if you add white to it. I definitely recommend the cadmium red light, or if you want a really vibrant red, a naphthol crimson, alizarin crimson, which is not as bright as the naphthol crimson, but I use this a lot in skies. It's true to nature. You'll see pink flowers or pinkish hues in skies and stuff like that that can be made with alizarin crimson. So we have that. Now, some artists will say, okay, you can mix an orange with a yellow and a red. Well, I've tried that and it didn't always turn out too good. It was like too reddish orange, or just it wasn't the vibrant orange that I really like, you know, bright orange. So I recommend cadmium orange. This is what it looks like. Again, it's in a vitamin bottle. So this will save you trouble with mixing. It's just, you know, slap it on your palette, you're ready to go. You're not screwing around trying to get the right shade. You got an orange ready to go. So I recommend that. Yellow, either cadmium yellow or cadmium yellow light. This is cadmium yellow light, the Liquitex heavy body acrylic. It's a softer yellow than cadmium yellow, obviously it's got this light, so it is a lighter shade. Again, true to nature, good for flowers, sunsets, skies, things like that. Adding it to the green to make it a more like lime color for highlights on grass. So then we have hooker's green and sap green, again in a vitamin bottle. Now, sap green's a little darker than hooker's green, and don't ask me why they call it hooker's green. I like the name though. I mean, that's cool. But either or, I use them. I switch them out. It doesn't really matter to me. I think they're interchangeable. So hooker's green, also phthalo green. And phthalo green, it's I don't want to say turquoise green, but you know, you can see by looking at it what I'm talking about. But if you mix it with a cadmium yellow or cadmium yellow light, you can get a really nice lime green, which I do use lime green in the Liquitex heavy body acrylic, but you can get an awesome lime green with either cadmium yellow light or regular cadmium yellow and phthalo green. So blue, phthalo blue is cool. I have it right here. It's a stronger blue, which for a beginner, you got to be careful using too much. So that's why I would recommend ultramarine blue. It's softer and I think more true to nature. So I get a big container of it because I do use a lot, and also big containers of burnt umber, again, use a lot. And I've recommended before a lot of white because you do use a lot of white. So next, purple. Again, you can try to mix a purple with your ultramarine blue and either your naphthol crimson or cadmium red light, but I use dioxazine purple because it saves the trouble in mixing it. It's ready-made, there to go, and I get better results with what I'm trying to mix with this than trying to mix two other colors together, you know, just by adding white. So it works for me very well. Okay, let's talk about, okay, I mentioned burnt umber. We also have burnt sienna. It's a reddish brown, and I use it for trees a lot, tree trunks, and the limbs, cabins, barns. So, and it's also good. You mix it with the ultramarine blue for graying colors, and white. You can add white too, not always, but you can create a gray with these two colors and lighten it with white. Instead of using black and white, you get more natural grays with blue and ultramarine blue and burnt sienna, or the burnt umber. Black, Mars black. It is it's transparent black, but it's not as transparent as some other blacks, so I definitely recommend the Mars black. Also, as far as the white, titanium white. There's like flake white, which is more of a transparent white, but if you want good opacity, which means your white will cover better over, say you need to cover something up, it'll cover up better with a titanium white than say a flake white. So I always recommend this for good, thick, opaque colors. You can make other colors more opaque, like more transparent colors, like your let's say ultramarine blue, for example, by adding the white. So if you're trying to cover an area with a lighter blue that's maybe darker in the background, adding white will help you cover that area because of the opacity of the white. So also, speaking of black, another great green you can make is actually with black and cadmium yellow light or cadmium yellow. It makes a good olive green, and I will be demonstrating these colors throughout. If you haven't seen them already, I will edit them in so you can see what I'm talking about. Other colors, I don't really recommend them for a beginner because I don't think they're necessary, but if you do want to throw some other true to nature colors in there to get different shades of grass or highlights on trees, is cadmium yellow deep hue, which would be like an Indian yellow, and yellow oxide or yellow ochre. They're essentially the same as far as the color of them. I used yellow oxide in this Blick acrylic because I cannot get yellow ochre in the Blick Studio acrylic, so it works just fine. It looks the same to me, so it works. I'm pretty sure that covers everything. I do have like a turquoise deep. I've used that for night skies, which is really good. You can mix it with other colors. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure how to make that right now, but if you want some awesome night skies, and I'll put in a clip of my owl painting so you can see a nice night sky that was created using the turquoise deep. And this is the Naphthol crimson I was talking about. As you can tell from the hue on the tube, it's a lot more red than this orangish red of the cad red light. And it's weird because the cad red light doesn't turn on that orangish red when added to a painting. I mean, sort of, but when you add white, it does give a nice pink. So definitely recommend that. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel down below, give it a big thumbs up, and click that bell notification icon so you know every time I post a new video. I'm Nick Schweitzer. Take care. We'll see you later.